All right, so I'm out here with my brand new target. I finally bought me a good 3D target. I bought some crappy ones in the past, the $100, $150 ones at Cabela's, and they suck. They last about a week. So I got the old striker, and I haven't taken any shots today. And so this is my first shot of the day, first shot on my new target. But like I've said, this bow, I can shoot it so consistent. I love the design of a reflex deflex, low grist grip. Shoots instinctively very well. And then I've dropped from what I previously used to shoot, 50 to 55 pound bows. I've dropped down to 46.5, 47 on this. And all of that added together just makes her a very consistent shot, and it's a very, very nice shooting bow. So here we go. Let's take a shot on the old deer. First one of the day. So I did drop that one low, but the rest of them with the angle they're on, they're all pretty dang good shots, good lung shots. That one actually is kicking towards the back of the lungs a little bit, but I'd be happy with all those out hunting. That one I'd like to pick it up and put it right here, top of my fingernail, but with the angle, it'd be maybe just low bottom of the lungs. That'd be a little lower than I'd want it, but I'll take a few more shots. So one thing I love about this bow, I was literally looking at one of these two holes from, I don't know, it's probably 18 yards. And just went through my consistent shot cycle, hit my anchor, and I pull until the fletching brushes my lip, and then it's gone. And I was looking at either that hole or that hole, and I created this one. I mean, this bow just shoots really well. So that's a pretty typical group for this thing. I mean, I wish I'd have squeezed them together more and centralized them a little bit more around where this second arrow this arrow, that's where I was looking. And I punched that same hole again on that one. But that's pretty typical for this bow. And I have to get a new arrow gripper. There's one coming in the mail because these are skinnier arrows than I used to use, but it'll be here next week. So another decent group. The angle they're coming in is about like this. So unfortunately, these ones are further back than I'd want them. They'd be aiming for the liver, especially that one. That'd be a liver shot. That'd be clipping the back of the lungs. That'd be clipping the back of the lungs. I tucked these three nice in that pocket, but it's a great bow. All right, so I'm not a professional. I don't even know where that camera's aimed. I can't even tell if I'm in it. But take a few shots today with the striker. I broke my tripod. I knocked it over the other day after taking a shot on this target. Broke the camera, so I've got a new tripod with my cell phone on it. and just gonna take a few shots with this thing. Kids are playing, they're building a shop next door, so they're putting in foundations today, and just, it's gonna be noisy. There we go, that's where I wanted it. Alright, so that arrow went exactly where I was looking. If I just do a nice, smooth, clean, consistent shot cycle and look at what I want to hit, and it's slightly quartering away from me, so I tucked it back a little further. You can see the angle of the arrow is right there. This would be direct broadside. I mean, that's just exactly where I wanted it. Bow's so smooth and consistent. If you do what you're supposed to, it'll take care of the rest, and you just got to look at that spot. Bingo. Hopefully you can see that little thing. I'll walk out there. And this is a little bit high, the camera angle, so let's drop this down. And there you go. About an inch below where I was looking. I guess briefly, I'm just going to talk about how I shoot this bow. First thing I'm going to do is pick a spot on the target. Right now I'm just going to look at those leaves. I'm going to pick a spot on the target, I bring my bow up, and as I draw, I zero in on what do I want to hit. Just a minute please, Fridge. Zero in on what I want to hit. Draw back nice and smooth and slow. And the first thing that's going to happen is my middle finger shooting split under the arrow to hit the corner of my mouth. Once that happens, I keep pulling with that contact. And another thing is I remind myself, deep hook, deep hook. Don't just have that arrow resting on your fingers. Have it wrapped in there, in that knuckle. Have it wrapped tight and secure in there. Get that finger there, and then just keep pulling until this fletching touches my lip. It works better when I have a little bit longer scruff and a beard. It kind of tickles that hair, and it's bam, it's a trigger. I just shaved the other day, and so I don't have that. But anyways, that's what I do. And once that thing touches, I can hold, and let it go, or I can just let it go once I feel that fletching brush across my beard, so or my mustache, I guess. One other thing I forgot. Once I get to my anchor, and I've got that fletching brushing my lip, and I've got this pulled back, I have a somewhat static release, and what I mean by that is I just keep my hand where it is and just kind of let the bow go. I don't have this dramatic follow through. I don't see the point in that. I know people referring to back tension, keeping back tension, that's how they're doing that, but focusing excessively on that doesn't do me any good. I'm better off to just get where I'm supposed to be drawing, and then just let a soft release happen. So that's I guess how I'd categorize that, is a static slash soft follow through. I'm not pulling a whole lot of weight here, 46, 47 pounds. So, just a minute, boo. There you go. Hopefully you can see that arrow. There's a phenomenon I'm trying to avoid while I'm doing this, and that's thinking about there's a camera going, and I'm trying to show people how great of a bow this is, and that then falls on me. So I try not to let that distract me. There's no doubt it gets in your head, but yeah, we'll take just a couple more shots. So that shot is a fantastic example of what's going to happen if I just make a clean, smooth shot. And as I talk about my shot cycle, what I have to stress is, although that cycle and that sequence is important, what's more important, or what's equally important, is that you focus on what you want to hit. This is a slightly quartering away shot, and that's exactly where I wanted it. I mean, if I say exactly, maybe not. I actually wanted it about right here. but I'll take it. I'll take that every day. That arrow hit the hole I was looking at. On this next shot, I'm gonna make my focus. And get it in there. Make my focus that little stick. Well, I didn't get it, but you can see, or I think you can see. Let's see if I can figure out how to operate this tripod. Although I didn't hit it, there's our little stick. Oh, it just fell out. I'm 1.5 inches off on both of those. So maybe do one more and then call it a day. Hopefully you can see that stick good. Not sure that you can. Might have to move my camera to see if you can pick it up. There we go. Now we can see the stick. All right, I just stepped that off. That's 60 feet exactly. Not that it matters. Shooting instinctive, I don't care how far it is. If that had been 15 or 30, I'd have shot the same way I do, regardless of distance. That's why I started shooting these things. But that is a perfect example of what happens when I avoid the phenomenon of thinking about, oh, I'm making a YouTube video. And I think about, I want to shoot this thing. And I want to hit where I'm looking. And boom, I clear everything out. So that's a key component. Although I talked about a shot cycle, a key component, especially instinctive shooting and getting that bow to just go where you want it to without thinking about it, is thinking about where you want that arrow to hit. And that's a perfect example of that. I didn't hit it. I'm 1 inch high of it. I don't care. It's a perfect example of how this works, why it works. You've got the front portion of your brain is designed for focus. The rear portion and lower, the cerebellum, is designed for control of movement and coordination of movement. And the reason I bring that up, in another video I've talked about how sometimes if you're focused on the form and function of your shot and all of that stuff, all your steps, it clouds up your, and I did like this. The truth of it is in the back of your head. It's in the back and lower part of your brain to coordinate movement. Think about if you're shooting a compound bow, your brain, you're using the back of your brain. And some people, if you're kind of in tune, you can feel what part of your brain is active. And I know that might sound funky, but you can tell which part of your brain is active if you're paying attention. And if you think about shooting a compound, your focus comes back here because you're coordinating movement. You're bringing a bow up, you're getting a sight pin where you want it, you're getting your arm where you want it, you're getting your back tension where you want it, and then you're focused on your release. It is not up here. It is not up here. Instinctive shooting is up here. This frontal lobe of your brain, but that's where focus and I can't think of a better word than focus. That's where focus comes from, is you're using the front of your brain to control everything else. All this kind of is a secondary, the form is all a secondary function of that shot cycle. And the primary driver of your shot is your front of your brain, your focus. And this is the results you get. I could probably shoot this bow for hours and never get tired of it. I absolutely love this thing. In this video, I guess it's kind of a mesh between instinctive and this striker. But this bow is phenomenal. I would recommend anyone try one. It may not work for you. It certainly works for me. And I don't know that I can go back to shooting a thick recurve handle with a higher wrist, a medium wrist grip, and a big sight window, and that springy tension in the limbs. This is just so smooth, so repeatable, so predictable that if I clear everything out and I put all my focus here, this is the results I get. And maybe I'll take a couple more shots, but it's just such a great bow. That's about 16 yards. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm not changing anything in my shot. Instead of an inch high, I'm an inch right. I'm okay with that. Again, there's another one where I have to remind myself I'm not making a YouTube video. I'm shooting this bow and I want to hit where I'm looking. If I hit that reset button, this is the results I get. Obviously, look at this target. I've had it for about a week. I've been all over. My son's been shooting. A lot of these are him. It's stuck in the butt and the legs. That's his little bow. But even me, you know, I've taken some quartering away shots and hit here and here. And look, yeah, I haven't done perfect. A lot of that has been due to I'm trying to make videos and I forget to just think about what I'm doing when I'm shooting. And then, yeah, some days you're just flinging arrows, you're not paying attention, but this is the results you get. Clear your head. At the beginning of that shot sequence, clear your brain. So I guess I should maybe make one more shot, but end this by saying that the first part is clear your head, make the shot count. And I guess I'm getting a little Joel Turner here. That it matters. It matters going into it with the mindset. This is the shot. This is the one shot. This shot's gonna matter. And I'll do that one more time. I was about to say I'll try and do that one more time. Nope, Joel Turner won't be okay with me saying that. And he's right. I'm gonna go make one more good shot. All right, so now you've seen 3 shots in a row where I put one an inch high, an inch right, inch low and left. That first part of the shot sequence, clearing your head and putting the focus into the shot, is paramount for instinctive shooting. And I love this bow. This video is intended to be about this bow, but I'm getting into instinctive shooting here. Paramount, absolutely paramount. Anytime I focus more on my form, I start creating these areas. When I focus on my shot, this is my group. Or sorry, when I focus on my target, this is my group right here. When I focus on my shot sequence, this is my group. And that's absolutely so true of instinctive shooting for me. So maybe give one of these strikers a try. They are phenomenal bows, absolutely spectacular. And for me, the reflex deflex limbs are the way to go. I just absolutely love them, and I can't shoot anything better than I can shoot this bow.